Too often in life, we feel the need to share our dreams, our goals, and our plans with others. We post them online, talk about them at gatherings, and announce them proudly. But Shi Heng Yi, a Shaolin master and philosopher of discipline, reminds us of a crucial truth: silence holds power. Why should you stay silent about your plans? Because every time you talk about what you are going to do, you're wasting energy. You're giving yourself false satisfaction, as if you've already achieved something. The more you talk, the less you act. When you tell people your dreams, you invite opinions, doubts, and even jealousy. Some may discourage you, some may laugh, and others might secretly hope you fail. But when you work in silence, no one can interfere with your journey. No distractions, no external noise, just pure focus. Shi Heng Yi teaches, discipline is doing what you have to do, even when no one is watching. Your goals need consistency, inner strength, and action, not applause. Let your actions speak. Let your results make the noise. When you finally succeed, people won't need explanations. They will see your growth, your change, your results. So from today, keep your life plans like seeds underground. Water them with hard work, discipline, and silence. Let them grow unseen. One day, when the tree blooms, the world will witness your success. But until then, stay silent, stay focused. Stay disciplined. One of the biggest psychological traps people fall into is the habit of constantly talking about their goals and life plans. It feels good to share our dreams. It gives us a sense of pride and importance. The moment we tell someone, I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to lose weight, or I'm planning to write a book, we receive an immediate dopamine rush. People might praise us. They may say things like, wow, that's amazing, or that's such a big goal. And for a few moments, we feel validated and accomplished, even though we haven't taken a single real step toward the goal. This is called premature ego reward, a psychological phenomenon where talking about a goal gives us the same emotional satisfaction as actually working toward it. The danger is that this emotional reward tricks the mind into feeling that progress has been made, making us less likely to follow through with the necessary hard work. It reduces our urgency to act. Shi Heng Yi's teachings emphasize discipline and internal focus. He would say that every word you speak about your plans is energy leaking away from your actions. When we talk too much, we start living in a fantasy of future success instead of facing the reality of discipline, struggle, and consistency. Talking also creates a mental illusion of momentum. It gives us false hope, as if speaking about a goal is equivalent to making progress. But the truth is, nothing has changed, no action has been taken, no work has been done. Your mind rewards you for the announcement, but you are still at the starting line. For true progress, Shi Heng Yi advises, do the work first. Let your results create the story later. Every time you talk about your goals or plans, you are unconsciously draining your mental and emotional energy. Energy is one of the most valuable resources we have when it comes to achieving anything meaningful in life. Just like how a battery powers a device, your mental energy powers your discipline, your focus, and your ability to take action. Shi Heng Yi teaches that your internal energy is not limitless. It needs to be protected and channeled carefully. When you spend time and emotional effort explaining your future plans to others, how you'll do it, why you'll do it, what steps you'll take, you are giving away pieces of your energy bit by bit. Instead of using that energy for productive action, writing that first page, making that first phone call, doing that first workout, you are wasting it on words. You're rehearsing conversations instead of rehearsing discipline. You're feeding your ego instead of feeding your progress. There's another problem: mental distraction. The more you talk, the more you start imagining different scenarios. How will people react? What if I fail and they laugh? How will I explain if it doesn't work? Will they support me or criticize me? All of this creates mental clutter. Your mind, instead of being sharp and focused, becomes scattered with thoughts about what others think, how they perceive you, and what they expect from you. This unnecessary emotional pressure can lead to anxiety, procrastination, and self-doubt. Shi Heng Yi would say, energy must flow toward action, not explanation. Your time, thoughts, and strength should be directed toward taking small steps toward your goal, not in creating endless discussions about it. Imagine your energy like water in a bottle. Every time you tell someone about your plans, it's like poking a hole in that bottle. Slowly but surely, your energy leaks out, leaving you feeling drained and unmotivated when it's time to actually work. The real key is conservation. Protect your energy like a warrior protects his weapon. Speak less, work more. Let your actions conserve, build, and channel your inner power. When you openly share your life plans and future goals with others, you unintentionally invite a flood of unwanted opinions, judgments, criticisms, and even jealousy. While some people may genuinely care about your well-being and success, many others will project their own fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs onto you. Shi Heng Yi emphasizes the power of mental clarity and emotional discipline. He teaches that the more people you involve in your personal goals, the more external noise you bring into your internal space. Your mind, which needs to stay calm, focused, and centered, starts getting pulled in different directions by the words, doubts, and opinions of others. Some people will tell you, that's too risky. You're dreaming too big. What if you fail? Are you sure you're capable? That's not practical. Even worse, some will subtly or secretly hope for your failure because your growth will make them confront their own lack of action. These opinions can plant seeds of doubt deep inside you. You might start second, guessing yourself, questioning your decision making, or feeling anxious about how others perceive your journey. Your energy shifts from building your goal to defending it. You'll find yourself spending more time justifying your decisions instead of executing them. Also, people tend to judge your plans based on their own limitations, not yours. They are speaking from their personal experiences, fears, and failures, not from your potential. Listening to them too much can shrink your mindset. You start adjusting your dreams to fit their comfort zone, not yours. Shi Heng Yi would advise, protect your goal like a sacred flame. It needs shelter from the wind of public opinion. It needs protection from the cold doubts of others. Just like you wouldn't leave a young plant exposed to harsh weather, you shouldn't expose your dreams to unfiltered external voices before they are strong enough to stand on their own. Silence is your shield. Working quietly allows you to build mental armor. Let people see the result later, not the blueprint now. Discipline is one of the most critical ingredients for achieving any meaningful goal in life. It's not motivation, luck, or talent that guarantees success, it's discipline. The daily, consistent, and often repetitive actions that move you forward, even when you don't feel like it. And the most powerful form of discipline grows and strengthens in silence. Shi Heng Yi teaches that discipline is deeply personal. It's not something you develop to show others or to gain their approval. It's something you cultivate for yourself, often when no one is watching. True discipline doesn't seek applause or recognition. It thrives in moments of solitude, when it's just you and your decision to keep going. When you remain silent about your plans, you reduce the external noise and distractions that can weaken your focus. Your mind becomes a training ground for consistency. There is no audience to impress, no one to perform for. The only voice that matters is your own inner voice, reminding you every day to stay on track. Silence also builds mental toughness. When you don't share your struggles, your challenges, or even your small wins with others, you become emotionally independent. You learn to motivate yourself. You push yourself on the days when it feels hard. You don't rely on external validation to keep moving. Shi Heng Yi would remind us, the strongest warriors are made in silence. They sharpen their skills when no one is looking, and they face their weaknesses alone, head on. When you're silent about your goals, you also avoid the trap of performing for others. Often, when people know about our plans, we start doing things just to show progress to them, not because it's the right step for our journey. This performance-based mindset weakens discipline and shifts your focus from genuine progress to fake productivity. Working in silence allows you to build authentic discipline. Every day, brick by brick, you lay the foundation of your future success without needing to announce it to the world. You develop self-trust because every action becomes a promise kept to yourself, not to anyone else. Your discipline becomes your silent superpower. It grows stronger with each quiet sacrifice, each early morning, each late night effort that nobody sees but you. This kind of discipline is unshakable. It doesn't fade when people lose interest or stop cheering because it was never built for them in the first place. Focus is like a delicate flame. It takes effort to ignite and even more care to maintain. In the journey toward your goals, focus is what keeps you aligned, determined, and moving forward. But the truth is, focus is incredibly fragile. It can be shattered by even the smallest distraction, and one of the biggest threats to your focus is exposing your plans to others too soon. Shi Heng Yi emphasizes that maintaining focus requires mental stillness and emotional balance. When you talk about your goals openly, you invite variables that disrupt this balance. You invite opinions, expectations, doubts, and external pressure, all of which can pull your attention away from the one thing that matters: consistent action. Once people know about your plans, they start asking questions. How's your project going? Did you start yet? Why is it taking so long? Suddenly, instead of focusing on doing the work, you're focusing on explaining yourself. You start overthinking timelines, results, and others' perceptions of your progress. Your mind, which should be laser-focused on execution, becomes clouded with unnecessary social pressure. Focus is also weakened by comparison. The more you talk about your goals, the more you invite conversations about what others are doing. People will compare your progress to theirs. You'll hear stories of how fast someone else achieved something similar, and your mind will start drifting into doubt, impatience, or even jealousy. Shi Heng Yi's wisdom here is simple but powerful. Your focus is your weapon. It needs to be sharp, undistracted, and protected at all costs. Another problem is that exposing your plans can create emotional highs and lows. One day someone supports your idea and praises your ambition. You feel overly confident. The next day someone criticizes it, and your motivation crashes. This emotional roller coaster makes it hard to maintain steady, focused progress. Silence protects your focus. When no one knows your next move, there's no noise, no interruptions, and no shifting emotional currents. You stay on your own path, guided by your internal compass rather than external chatter. You wake up each day with one mission: move one step closer to your goal. In silence, your focus grows stronger. It sharpens like a blade, able to cut through procrastination, fear, and doubt. Without the distraction of others' voices, your mind becomes a powerful tool, clear, concentrated, and determined. One of the most powerful truths in life is that real results will always speak louder than any words ever could. Shi Heng Yi teaches that in the journey towards success, it's not your promises, your plans, or your speeches that matter. It's what you actually accomplish. People may forget what you said, but they will never ignore what you've done. Talking about your goals may give you temporary recognition or applause, but it doesn't create lasting impact. When you keep speaking about what you intend to do, you build a reputation of being a dreamer, a talker, someone who lives in ideas but never in execution. Over time, people start to lose trust in your words because they've heard so many promises with no results to back them up. Shi Heng Yi's philosophy emphasizes action over conversation. The real measurement of discipline and commitment is found in your daily efforts, the things you do when no one is looking, the hours of practice, the consistency over time. It's these silent, invisible moments of hard work that eventually produce visible, undeniable results. Results don't need defending, they don't need explanation. When people see your transformation, whether it's your physical fitness, your career growth, your financial success, or your skills, they will know without a single word spoken. Results are your ultimate proof. They are your silent announcement to the world that you followed through when others only talked. Results create respect. People who once doubted you, ignored you, or criticized you will have no choice but to acknowledge your success. Your transformation, your achievement, your mastery, they are undeniable. They command attention without asking for it. Shi Heng Yi would say, "Let your results do the talking." Because when results appear, conversations change. The people who questioned your decisions will start asking for your advice. The ones who doubted your ability will now admire your journey, but none of that happens through talk, it happens through action. Also, results protect you from emotional ups and downs. When your focus is on producing real outcomes instead of gaining validation from talking, you become emotionally stronger. You no longer crave approval at every step because you know that when the time is right, your success will speak for itself. In silence, you work. In action, you grow. And in results, you show the world what you're truly capable of. One of the most powerful lessons from nature is that real growth begins where no one can see it, underground, hidden, away from the eyes of the world. Shi Heng Yi often draws wisdom from nature to explain personal development, and this concept is one of the most important. Just like a seed planted in the soil, your dreams, plans, and goals need time, nurturing, and privacy to grow strong roots before they ever show any visible results. When a seed is first buried in the earth, nothing looks different on the surface. Days, weeks, and even months may pass with no visible change. But deep underground, something incredible is happening. The seed is breaking open, roots are forming, stretching out, anchoring themselves firmly into the soil, searching for nutrients, building the strength required to support future growth. Your personal journey is no different. The initial stages of any meaningful goal are often invisible to others. It's the time when you're learning new skills, developing discipline, facing internal struggles, and overcoming self-doubt. It's when you're putting in the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, and the countless small efforts that go unnoticed. Shi Heng Yi emphasizes, don't rush to show your progress before it's ready. If a plant tries to sprout before its roots are strong, it will collapse under the first sign of pressure, be it wind, rain, or weight. Similarly, if you expose your goals and plans before they've matured internally, you risk breaking under criticism, doubt, and the challenges that will inevitably come your way. Keeping your growth underground doesn't mean you're doing nothing. It means you're working silently, deliberately, and consistently. Every day you're watering your dreams with effort, feeding them with discipline, and protecting them from external negativity. Another danger of exposing your goals too early is the psychological pressure it creates. Once people know, they start expecting results on their timeline, not yours. This can force you to rush, cut corners, or make decisions out of fear of judgment rather than with patience and wisdom. Growth underground also allows you the space to fail privately, learn from your mistakes, and adjust your approach without external pressure. The learning process is messy. It involves trial and error, setbacks, and recalibration. You don't need an audience while you're still figuring things out. When the time is right, when your roots are deep, your foundation is strong, and your preparation is complete, you will break through the surface. And just like a tree emerging from the soil, your success will be visible, undeniable, and resilient enough to withstand challenges. Shi Heng Yi teaches that lasting success is built in the unseen moments. Growth that starts underground will stand tall when it finally surfaces. So from this moment forward, make a promise to yourself. Let your silence be your strategy, and let your success be your noise. Stop giving away your energy through words. Stop seeking validation before results. Your journey is yours alone, sacred, personal, and powerful. Focus on the work, build in private, grow in the shadows. Discipline yourself in silence, and when the time is right, when your roots are strong and your foundation is unshakable, the world will see the undeniable proof of your dedication. Remember this simple but life-changing truth: talk less. Work more, stay silent, stay focused, and let your results echo louder than any words ever could.